Well, hello again, Converge fans. So we have numbers 179, 180, and 181 of the Converge overall lineup. We have the Geymalk. I'm obviously not pronouncing any of this right. AMX-015 and Gaz-R and Gaz-L, which are the flanking robots. All of them are from Converge Wave Pound 10, which came out in 2018. So in the cartoon, which is Double Zeta, Gundam ZZ, this is driven by Chara Soon, a really eccentric lady. It was actually a funny cartoon. I think Double Zeta might have been my favorite Gundam that I've seen so far. And then these two robots flank it. So Gaz-R is on the right side, and then Gaz-L is this is how they fly about. This is the offense. These are the defense robots. All right, but we're gonna start reviewing in order like this. So let's see what else was in this wave. We had a burning, Epion, and gun cannon. Okay, and here's some basic stats here of the robot. 22 meters. That's a pretty tall, bigger than average robot. Okay, let's open this up. So also, let's go back to fandom here. The little blurb. This thing is like a crazy offensive robot. And you can pause. It has 28 funnels and 2 larger mother funnels. And what I didn't know is what's the difference. So mother funnels are similar to bits, and what the heck's a bit? A bit has its own generator, so it doesn't need to return to the mother robot to recharge itself. So that's apparently what goes on with that. So if you watch Witch from Mercury, there's a bunch of Gundam bits. They don't need to go back. So here's the gum from that year. Sorry, got some brown spots and stuff. Yeah, okay, so that's that. There's some images. There's shooting a bunch of weapons and stuff as well. Just guns all over this thing, apparently. But this is really tight to the toy here. The plastic. Little antenna. And we have a logical foot stand. Alright. Let's break this apart. I don't know if that hit. Yeah, it will come off, supposedly. Stuck paint, maybe. The backpack? No. Oh, but these things rotate. We'll take them off so we can see the details behind. Okay, so yeah, you have one peg hole, and then nice detail on the feet of this thing. And the feet are like a maroon, matte finish maroon. This is like a orangish red body, but it's matte finish, and then we have matte blue to contrast that. And then we have some gunmetal on the knees and these hoses in the neck, so that's good. And really cool. Oh, this actually has a chassis number molded in, and that happened a lot on the earlier first 20 waves, but I don't see it much at all on the pound waves, the latest waves. So that's nice to see. And also there's like a Xeon logo here. Alright, some thruster details, pretty deep recess, unfortunately no extra paint. Some side thrusters, and then what the heck are these? I think these might be handles for beam sabers, maybe? They're pretty cool. Maybe a little thruster there. No, they don't come out. It's nice to see some silver or metallic paint here in this. This is that maroon again, flanked by blue. So, not bad. A lot of molded details, right? All these lines, nooks and crannies. So that's cool. And you'll notice the peg stand. That's a big peg, actually. It's really tight. I'll deal with that later. Okay, well, let's get these parts on. So this arm, so that's interesting. It's got maybe missiles or something here, these 3 blue things, but look at the fingers. I think the fingers are cannons as well. I don't remember that in the cartoon. Alright. And then there's a little gunmetal on the elbow. Maybe some more weapons here. These thrusters on the back, so it's asymmetric. This arm is, well, it's pretty much the mirror image. Okay. So that would explain why it doesn't have a gun. The the fingertips are actually guns. Yeah, very cool. Alright, the head. So unfortunately it's not a clear eye, but it is metallic green at least. And it's got like a reticle molded into it. I wonder if this thing opens. Hold on. I don't think so. I was wondering if this thing would spin a little bit, but I guess it wouldn't. Just based on you know, it's kind of recessed into the top here, so it looks pretty good. Then we have some hose details. They're like a dark charcoal color. And then that antenna here, let's see if it's a good friction fit. I don't even know how it goes in. I think it might go with the round part first, maybe? Yeah, okay, the roundness is in front. Yeah, that's a, well, actually that's a loose fit, so I'm going to glue that in place later on. I think it makes sense to put the head on before those thruster packs. Alright, so those thruster packs, a lot of details. I don't know if those are weapons or thrusters, but not bad, not bad. And then I like that that has a round peg, so you can flip-flop it, you know, this way or this way. It's actually a hexagonal hole. Now one issue is the peg sizes are different. This one has a bigger peg than that one. See? I wish they would just do the same thing, right? They're trying to basically force you to make it the way that it is in Gundam, which is, I guess, I can understand that, but it's a toy, you know. I want to play around with the thing, right? Flip-flop parts and stuff. I say that a lot in my videos. Anyways, the head, you can get quite a bit of articulation left and right, actually. It doesn't really collide with much. So that's cool. A little paint, some paint might make it look really nice, you know. It has so many guns. Okay, so as I mentioned, Gaz-R and Gaz-L, they're just flanking defensive robots. And I guess we'll start with number 180. Basic stats here. Yeah, so 19 meters. That's a more standard size. The gum again. Oh, this gum, even though it's the same year, it looks a lot worse. And you know what? So, you know what's weird though is like, well, I don't know the Japanese word for red, but in English, I kind of want the Gaz-R to be red, but it's obviously not. You know, this gum almost looks chewable. But it is 5 years old, so I'm not going to chance it. So I pulled up, you know, fandom here. And one thing I found interesting is it says it's red on white paint. But both of these figures are on silver paint. Right? So it seems like Fusion Works or whatnot, or Bandai decided to change the colors up. Although I gotta say, in these images, it looks like it would be a metallic. It doesn't look white, you know. It looks like it would be a steel color or silver or something like that. So it looks like the weapons are identical. Yeah, same with the antennae. It's really just the colors are different, but I'm pretty sure everything else, the mold-wise, is identical. Now, these peg stands are different per figure, so the Geymalk has a much bigger peg, and it's in a different location, so keep that in mind. You don't want to really just randomly open the things and mismatch the pegs. It might drive you crazy. Alright, let's take this one apart and see what details there are. Oh, the top of the head comes off. I don't know what the bottom does. Okay, you got the basic molded details on the feet. It's definitely a silver. Little contaminant there, unfortunately. No thrusters back here. That's interesting. Oh, but that's got the Xeon logo in the skirt, so that's nice. Those are probably thrusters, but they're just blanked off. I feel that could have been better. Some detail there, some detail here. Just has a silver dome here. Maybe that's the door to get in. And then the mono eye, that's actually done well. It's, you know, it's got a crosshair, it's painted metallic pink, and then it's got like these track marks to turn the thing left and right. And so you can turn that mono eye left and right. So, yeah. Now these are molded into the backpack. The backpack is glued in place. Some thruster details there. Alright, put the top of the head back on. Just interesting little mohawk styling there. So small and fidgety. That's kind of loose. And then we have the antennae, which will definitely probably get glued in by me later. But for the video, yeah, seems okay. Press it in. Yeah, that looks alright. Let's see what this arm looks like. So this arm, we have a separate hand, gunmetal, but the rest of the arm is just plain silver. Some vented details and other nooks and crannies. Ooh, I'm gonna, I was thinking about putting both large arms on one figure. But anyways, you can see a Xeon logo molded in nicely, and then the blue is there. And it's a much bigger peg size as well. So, oh, Xeon logo on the back as well. So that could be a problem if you want to swap out the arms. Alright, so I'm going to have to dip that in hot water later on to straighten that out. But yeah, this lance looks pretty cool. And again, we have a nice Xeon logo. So not much by way of paint effort on this figure. Oh, the hand grip actually has some cross hatching as well. But mold-wise, it seems pretty good, on par with other Converge figures. Alright, so this one's pretty much the same, just reversed, right? And then just get the head. I'm going to make this one look the other direction. I'll go over there. Let's get that antennae. So obviously the lower head can come off. Was there any detail underneath there? Not really. Not even a different neck color. But even you wouldn't see it anyways. That head is so recessed into the chest that any detail would be invisible anyways. Okay, and then again, yeah, straighten those out another time. So the other hand is just a closed fist. Alright. So now, let's just mess about here. Hold on. Let's take that. I guess if you're willing to repaint the tips of these things, look at that. Now you have a crazy looking knight-like figure. Ooh. Alright. Now, so the opposite would be making this a lame figure. Actually, still looks okay. Just looks like a grunt. Right? So that's an interesting way to go. So one thing I realized is with these heavy lances, these two Gaz's fall over very easily. So you pretty much have to use a stand. But this one will stand perfectly fine without it. Alright, so I'm only going to bring out one other figure, which is the Double Zeta, which is number 69 in the Converge lineup. And that's the good guy, and these are the bad guys. Oh, one other thing is that antenna was totally wrong. I looked back at the box, and the round part should be in the back. So the antenna is supposed to cant forward a little bit, it seems like. But you can put it in the other way, which again is good for playability. Okay guys, well that's it for today's Double Zeta Converge video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.